Hard to say. You don't know if they're under you or if they're halfway across the estuary by the time they come back up. I think they're under us. Oh, no more bubbles. It's wild. They can disappear just as fast as they show up. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, right behind us there, yeah. There they are.
Oh, here they come. Holy smokes, there's a lot of them.
There's a
Wow.
really big big pod of males a couple of years ago that we were kayaking, and then, well, actually last year when I was with the Beluga boat, and they kept coming up, and they were just massive sized belugas.
Really?
And one of them had a very big bowl shaped scar on the back. So have you seen?
Seen one like that
Have you seen
today.
one?
It looks like it's missing a huge chunk out of it.
Yeah, like it's like a big bowl.
Yeah.
And but I ended up calling these guys the old boys club, like Al Capone and his henchmen or something, because they
They're all
just like
roughed
approached
up.
the kayak with just this vigor, and they're just like these guys hanging out making mischief.
Yeah. And they're all got all the scars to prove it. Yeah, I did. I wonder if it was the same one then, because I commented as soon as I seen, holy smokes, it looked like something grabbed a hold and pulled a big chunk out of them.
Yeah, or from a propeller or something.
Yeah. Well, I asked Stefan about that because we've got all prop guards here and everybody in town. I haven't seen boats yet without them, which is awesome. Awesome to see, and the prop guard is what helps us to prevent stuff like prop strikes. But at first, like, I'd see different scars and stuff on the whales, and that's immediately kind of like what I thought too. Some of them that were really bad, it was maybe a prop strike, but he said typically what he's seen with prop strikes, it's numerous, just because the prop's spinning so fast. If it does tag them,
Okay.
it'll do quite a bit of damage down. You'll see numerous
Right.
scarring. But I mean, it's hard to say too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just nuts to see. I mean, they're all, and it's good to see. I haven't seen fresh wounds really. It's all been everything healed up, and I mean that one, if it's the same one, the one I seen, it was, the scar looked like it healed about as good as it could. And
Yeah, it's a big pock mark.
yeah. So that's like the best for the beluga bits. That's kind of the best, situation. The photos they'd really want, because those scars, well, that one's healed already, so you know it's there for life. But the real deep wounds and things like that, they know won't go away. Some of the flesh wounds and stuff, they'll heal up, or the next time they molt, then it kind of more or less disappears or becomes really hard to see. It's a little tricky to see if they're behind, but yeah, in the evenings, I'm finding, like, the sun being low, it's nice the sunny days when it's directly above you in the middle of the day.
Right, then you can really see them.
Hmm.
Oh, they're down there.
Yeah, definitely hear them. Yeah, we're getting a few popping up, so same thing, kind of tough to see, but looks like some good close-ups. We got a couple belly shots there. I can see that just from the photos. It's good because then I'm able to kind of tell how the water clarity's looking. Ooh, these little flies are. Oh yeah, the turns seem to be keep swatting. If anybody's wondering, we're not waving to anybody. We're just trying to keep the bugs out of our faces. Yeah, so it looks like the turns have all kind of moved over this area now. So you're talking about some of the art and stuff you do. Is there anywhere in town that we can go check it out or anything? Do you sell any of your stuff, or is it all kind of done? You just do it for yourself, or?
Yeah, they can be for sale.
Yeah.
I don't really sell them, regularly, but at like a craft show or an opportunity, I'll put them on display.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I tried ceramics once, like pottery.
Yeah.
I did it for a little while. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was cool. Like the whole process, it's really neat. And I come from a mason background. I was trying to make tiles and things like that too.
Yeah, cool.
Well, looks like we might have Remy coming
to
say
say
hi.
hi.
Oh, we got the group on its way again. Oh, little calf there. Yeah. A solo baby. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking pretty choppy here. Yeah. Looks like Ramey's gonna come say hi. She's pretty good with that boat. Good, how are you? How are you guys? Lots of whales? Oh, yeah. Looks like there could be. Oh, awesome. I think the sandwich is out of my reach. If you wave, the camera's pointed right at you guys right now. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really great, really great thing to have. Anytime you guys want Beluga Whale tour,
Yeah.
I forgot to ask me a question, or Eddie didn't know the answer. I'm sure Kyron knows the answer, so just log on, type your question, and he'll answer it live over the air.
Yeah. We've also something worth mentioning is our citizen science project you guys can help out with. If you log on, you can take snapshots of the whales on our underwater cam, and that goes to some guys at the Assiniboine Conservancy in Winnipeg and helps them do research on the whales in the estuary. So we definitely appreciate all the help we can get. Yeah, yeah. I'll see you guys later. I've learned, we've had a few times, like, we come to see Sea North 2, or we're just in an area, and if there's lots of whales, there's no reason to even talk. Everybody's got whales on their mind.
That's right.
We get a lot of people too that are surprised. Ramy will have his phone out with the website up and show people, and they're like, "Oh crap, it actually is online." And you can see themselves in the screen. A little group in front of us there, a mix. It looks like juvies and a couple adults. Got some good photos of Sea North there, the boat. I know, it makes it's a huge difference with the bugs. Every time we're pointed into the wind, the bugs seem to be blown off our faces, which is nice. Even if you just turn to look behind you, they get you again. Yeah. No, not right now. We're getting photos and yeah.
Oh wow, you got some action.
Yeah. Yeah, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to post them up on the message board there, and we'll do our best to answer them. If I'm unable to, I'll make sure to find out, and then I'll get back to everybody tomorrow. Looks like we got a few in front of us here. It seems like diving behavior, so maybe they're snacking on something right now.
Did Remy mention something about a red buoy?
Oh yeah, I think it was the one closer to Eskimo Point.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it on was it a seal or a nest or something? Or
No, they had a bear was out swimming around.
oh, a bear.
Yeah. But yeah, out towards Eskimo Point, we're out of range at that point. But I'm sure once the more and more start showing up, they'll be kind of meandering a little bit more into the shoreline around here, so hopefully we'll get to check them out soon. Different noise, eh? That's weird. Yeah, that's some odd crackling. We got bubbles right behind you. That sounds weird.
When she did her presentation on the, I didn't want to record this because I'm not sure about it, but some of the aggressive sounds.
So maybe we'll get up. Oh, look at that right behind us. Wow, there they are surfacing there.
Oh yeah, right on my side here.
A whole bunch of them.
Going towards the Sea North Tours there. Here they come for them. Here they go from us.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
We're going to be in our shot there and they're all going to think we're waving at them when they go back and look at their photos.
Yeah. This is the Churchill uni wave, one-sided wave.
Yeah.
So we seem to have two different types of insects. We've got the black flies and then the little wee ones.
Yeah, I'm not getting like bit too much for how many bugs there are.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We got 3 or so.
Oh, hey
here.
guys.
Drop,
Oh,
like
yeah. 4 at least I can
Yeah.
see behind us.
Oh, yeah, behind the other
Yeah.
side of the motor there.
Oh, yeah. The baby. Well, hello. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was amazing.
Oh, right up to the cam here, so we're getting some good photo opportunities.
Yeah, we got some. Baby is off on my side here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right down here.
It's awesome because they seem to surface quite a bit more.
Yeah.
They need to.
Yeah,
take
here
a
he
breath.
comes. Here he comes. He's coming up.
And
You can see him. He'll be up shortly. I'm looking straight at him here.
oh, yeah. Just
Yeah, here he is. Oh, there he is. Ha! Chubby little boy
cute little one.
or
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, BJ was out earlier. Like we've been seeing lots of real small ones.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying when he was out the one day that it was probably some of the smallest ones he's ever seen out here. They'd be fairly new to the world.
Yeah, within, I don't know if it's probably within a month or a couple weeks old, most likely. Especially if you can see that mottled orangey color, orangey gray. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fetal folds is what Stefan was talking
Oh.
about. I notice them most just because it's what you see the most. You see like creases around their dorsal ridge. And they're
Okay.
called fetal folds, and I don't think they're totally sure when they lose them or when they plump up again, I guess.
Right.
But it's likely, maybe days or within a few weeks that the calf's been born when you see those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I think they just look brand new. It looks like a brand new whale when you see them, especially now with
Yeah.
the other whales are molting. So you see this like shiny little calf pop up out of the water. Big smile on its
Shiny
face.
new. Yeah, and they got their faces more rounded, right?
Yeah.
Than the adults.
Yeah, they're really neat. We got an awesome photo, just a perfect one of a little calf coming right up out of the water, and Stefan snapped the photo, and it's just, I don't think you can get a better shot. But
So when do they turn white? What age are the adults when they
it's,
turn white?
I believe well, 4 to 7 I think is sexual maturity for the females, and 7 to 9 is what they think for the males. But that can also be totally different now with new research where they believe the growth rings in their teeth. Previously, they thought two growth rings represented 1 year of growth. Now they're thinking it's possible that one growth ring represents 1 year of growth. So that would mean that it's 8 to 14 years for a female and 14 to 18 for a male.
Oh, cool.
Or sorry, the opposite. Sorry,
Yeah,
it'd be
the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay. Age 14
Yeah.
for females.
So it's cool. It'll be, something to pay attention to and see if they ever do figure out exactly, or if they're confident enough to say which is which, if it's 2 or 1.
Yeah. Oh, we've got some in front coming.
See if they'll hang out a bit.
They're just here. Right about
Oh, we got
11 o'clock.
another little calf there. Coming just right up here.
Oh, yeah.
See if they'll swing over and then that large group is just up there as well. Oh, yeah, they're coming right up to
Yeah,
the
they're just
camera.
right behind us here.
And we also got that large group directly in front of us as well, little ways. No, they're still hanging out behind us, keeping a bit of distance, but oh, we got another couple coming our way, it looks like. Oh, we got one just right at the underwater cam now. Yeah, probably won't need dinner after we get off the boat today. Well, we could try to float around here for a couple minutes and see maybe that group. We don't want to go too much further, but maybe they'll flip around. No, actually they made it quite a bit further towards the mouth now. I don't know why they need to be, these bugs need to be flying in front of your face, what the reasoning for that is, or what attracts them to that spot.
We're in the eddy.
Yeah.
We're in the eddy. Oh, here's
Oh, coming up. Let's see, you get the camera pointed in that direction just behind us. Eating lots of them. Well, maybe go back into the wind now and well, there's at least one adult in front of us now that's heading in our same direction, just surfaced. If he just keeps on there's a group that was just cruising upstream for the next half hour, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them right in front of us up here.
Oh, perfect. Oh, there.
Close one.
Oh, well, that's a tiny calf. Just gonna be past.
The tiniest one I've ever seen.
That'll be passing us by. Get the camera pointed there and see if they'll maybe stop, but they're headed in the opposite direction. Oh, they did flip around. Yeah. See, hopefully. I guess saying the calves and the mums, they seem to hang out for like a few seconds, and then they keep on moving. Oh, they're popped up there.
Is that an adult over there?
There's a juvie, just right like 15 feet on the port side there. Looks like might show up again. Oh yeah, just kind of. There's a couple of them. Well, seems like a good number of them are kind of heading out into the bay.
Tide's still coming in. It's still got an hour to come in still.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there we go. They decided to turn around. Maybe they're going to come follow us. It looks like they're hot on our trail.
Yeah.
Let's see, hopefully those guys will keep heading our way. I'm not sure what those... Well, there we go. Might have him follow us around for a bit. Look like a large adult. Yeah, he looks like he's coming up behind us. Yeah, or maybe not. Oh, we got two on the port there.
Oh, there's a big one.
Yeah, wow.
Big, probably big male.
So they can get up to, I believe, around 4,200 pounds when they're full grown. That's
Wow.
huge.
Right underneath us. Woo!
Just over 2 tons. And we were saying too, what I think is nuts is, I'm sure in the summertime, I don't think it's the case, but they could have up to 40% of their body mass is blubber, which is pretty wild.
Pretty wild, yeah.
And that'd be mainly in wintertime when they're needing the extra insulation. And then obviously when the females give birth, and they're relying that as a resource so that they could feed their calves. Yeah. Yeah, they seem to be doing their own thing right now. We had 2 days ago where you couldn't lose them if you wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all over us in the boat. It was awesome, yeah. Not that we wanted to lose them, but well, we've had look at 2 more on our port side in the back. Well, these ones might want to follow us for a little bit. So they're able to swim on average 3 to 9 kilometers per hour is typically what they do, and we average in the 4-hour period out in the water around 4 kilometers per hour, so we're well within their kind of comfort zone, which I think is why they have such an easy time or enjoy following us as much as they do. Just, yeah, behind us here we got a good group starting to follow us. Some big adults. Yeah, it's even tough now to see the camera, the blow water cam. The sun and just the choppiness, I can't, I'm having a hard time seeing it.
I'm sure they're going to get some good photos, hopefully.
Yeah, we got them. They're still coming in. Oh, I might stop here. I think these guys, we got a few coming at us and just heading under the boat. They're going to be popping up maybe behind us here. No, they're moving back that way now, it looks like.
Is that the same guys?
I don't know, I'm not sure where the other ones went. It might be them.
I think they're right under us still. You hear them?
Yeah. We had the one like bunch of bubbles in front too, and I'm not sure where they went, but they're tricky. They're tough to keep track of.
Oh. Stop already? I might put some DEET on it.
Yeah, that would maybe repel them a bit, eh?
And,
I can shift in neutral if you want, or
what's that?
if you want them in, I can shift in neutral here and we could bob around.
Just make sure I don't spray any of your equipment.
It's like little fish flies and stuff too, eh?
Be in the water if I'm spraying DEET.
Oh, so we got a couple there, kind of heading our way. Let them catch up maybe, and we're just talking about how, like, depending on the mood of the whales, but it's a good thing because, I mean, it sort of means we're not really having an influence on their behavior. Stefan has a paper on it where he was trying to determine if the tourism or if boats being on the water is altering their behavior or disrupting them, you know, during feeding, things like that, and he found it wasn't the case, and you can kind of tell. So on days where, oh, we got a bunch behind us, on days where they want nothing to do with you, I mean, there's not really anything you can do with it, and they go about their day and do their own thing, and we get other days where they just want to hang out all day.
Yeah, that's nice.
However, when we were talking about it in the St. Lawrence, it's sort of a different story. There's a lot more noise pollution, a lot more boat traffic, and like larger boats and ships and things, so it is having somewhat of an effect on the whales there. I think a lot of it, or some of it at least, has to do with the extra noise and things like that. Disrupts them quite a bit. Oh, I think I got one in my nose.
Yeah, I've done that already.
No, yeah, one on the straight on the starboard side. Well, and they're checking those ones out over there, it looks like. Head over there. We got a group, we're just kind of headed, they'll be straight in front of us. Just kind of close that buoy. Oh. Yeah. So kind of flip sideways here and it'll be on our starboard side. See if they swing on over. Looks like they're going to cut us off.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's for sure. I'm not being able to see the camera. We're getting photos at the underwater cam, so I'm just totally totally unaware of it. Yeah, I can't. I bet you I can't even see a foot under the water. Not even. Yeah. So unless the whale surfaces, I guess, right beside me, I can't really see it. I think a lot of it's just the sun too. It's shady over here now.
Well, isn't the direction of the handle the same direction where the camera's pointing?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll be coming right up.
Right.
Oh, we got someone asking about the fish or the bug nets, like the bug suits. I do have one. It's just I don't know why I don't wear it some days. Like I've been eaten alive out here.
Sometimes it's just too hot to wear them.
And for me, I don't know if I put it on a few times and you have it over your face, and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's not. It's not like putting a blanket over your face, but it seems weird.
It's hard to see
Yeah.
through it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's just better to swat.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of
Or just
DEET
drive
on.
into the wind like this.
Yeah.
I just had one spy hop a little ways back behind us.
Oh, nice. So do you want me to talk a little bit about Churchill and living life in Churchill?
Yeah, what it's been like for you, I guess, the past 7 years or...
Yeah, like I've done a lot of reflection on the life in Churchill, and what I come up with my artist's brain is that Churchill has its own rhythms. So in addition to the seasons and the weather and the wind, because the wind is a rhythm as well, you've got bear season and you've got beluga season and you got the tourism seasons, right?
And now up and coming seems to be Northern Light season as well.
Northern Light season. And so you've got these rhythms of Churchill where, your friends are here or they're too busy or they're out of town. And repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I can see that. I wasn't here, I guess, for bear season, but just talking to people and things like that, they seem to be heavily involved in one or all of the different types of seasons they have here. But it's a bustling little town. There's no doubt about that. There's a lot of.
It is, yeah. And I'm far removed from it because I work out of my home office at home as a telepharmacist working for hospitals in Ontario. And so I've got no attachment to the rhythms of Churchill, but I can watch it happen around me. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that way.
What do you think then in comparison to previous years, like with the train being shut down this year? Is it a lot different, or have you found that it's like...
I think it's too early to tell how it's affecting people. Personally, I feel a little bit more closed in because then there's kind of this idea that...
Sorry, there's a
okay, there you go.
On our starboard, it'll be... on our port, but it'll be on our starboard side in a moment.
Yeah, so...
Does it seem slower this year, though?
Yeah,
season?
I think according to Remy, if you chat with him, he's seen less tourists for his tours. Yeah.
I know, like my parents, they're contemplating coming to visit, but my dad, he wanted to come up on the train. It's a lot of people look at it. It's a novelty kind of thing. It's so I think having the train down. I mean, there's the option to fly. It's more expensive first off for sure. But it's kind of, I don't know, I took the train. I wanted to. It was cool when I first came up here in November and when I went back in May.
But the good thing about flying up is that you can use your air miles or your Aeroplan points. So you can do that.
And save you some big bucks doing it that way,
The train is just as expensive if you're going to get the cabin for two or whatever.
Oh
return.
Yeah, I was shocked at how it was. I think $66 for me just to get a seat, and then it went up to $300 and something if you wanted and I'm sure the prices change. It wasn't really tourist season when I was on, but
Yeah.
300 and something if you wanted a booth, and then it was 6 something if you wanted a booth with a washroom. I think. Wow, I can't. I was kind of shocked. 16 hours. It's a long train ride, and from here to Thompson, we're getting lots of whales on the starboard side here.
Yeah.
From Thompson to Churchill, I believe it's 400 kilometers, so 16 hours to make it that distance. It's not really cruising too quick. You're kind of just chugging along.
Yeah.
I think that's due to all the muskeg and stuff. The track's not exactly as stable as it would be in other places, so they gotta
Yeah.
go pretty slow.
Built on permafrost, which is melting, so
Yeah.
it's a little sloppy.
Oh, we're getting them right in front of us now. We could try floating for a second, I guess. I got one coming, or a couple maybe coming right up behind us. Oh, Cam pointed over in his direction. Oh, and a bunch in front of us, they're surfacing.
Ooh, are they coming towards us?
No, there's some further off coming towards us, and those ones seem to be heading away. Nice view right now of the.
Oh, I got a tail. Tail. We're all like bunched together. I wonder if there's a bit of a school there.
Yeah, pretty big group right in front there. You can definitely tell that we're. Oh, and now some behind us. Those ones are heading our way, I think. That sounds like more friendly banter. Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting asked what it smells like here. I've talked about that before. For me it's weird because I've been to the coast, like the British Columbia coast, quite a bit, and I love it. When I get excited when we get closer to Vancouver and you start to smell the ocean, and especially on Vancouver Island and being on the ferry across. I love that smell, and I don't know if it's all has to do with all the crustaceans or there's lots of kelp and seaweed and stuff like that, or what it is that makes that odor, but I've had a couple days where I'm like, oh man, I get that kind of familiar ocean smell, but for the most part it's just smells like nice fresh clean air up here. You don't get that real pungent ocean smell.
Yeah, we got a lot of nice fresh air up here, but yeah, now and again you'll catch the wind and it will smell like the sea, and for me it smells like the seaweed that's along the coast that's washed up on shore.
Yeah.
And then at the end of summer, if you get a hot day and there's no wind and you're walking towards the rotting seaweed, then that's a different smell altogether.
Stink.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even seem like there's as much of that around the seaweed too. Like when the water gets all churned up and there's lots of wind for a few days, we'll get a bit floating around and stuff, but it doesn't seem like anything crazy. Again, say like on the coast in Vancouver, you're getting big kelp forests, and there's just piles of it all over. It's mounds of it on the beach, but
there are more up the coast this way.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see like big thick piles of it in some areas. Yeah, and the polar bears like to sleep in those piles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then not fishy or anything at all. I was told. Maybe not, it doesn't happen anymore, or maybe not as frequently, but we were talking with somebody who first moved to Churchill and worked here in the 70s, And he said there's times when the capelin were spawning, there's so many of them, they come up close to shore and they're laying their eggs in the gravel and the rocks near shore, and then the males are in there fertilizing the eggs. But then the tide's moving and the waves and stuff, you just get the whole shores covered, he said, in capelin. So they'd go with pails and fill them up, and then guys freeze them and eat them. So I'd imagine at that point, then you're going to be getting some pretty ranky, stinky smells of those fish rotting on shore. But
Yeah, I don't know if that smell would stay too long because you know they would be washed out with the tide.
yeah,
so.
and seagulls, I guess, would be chewing
Yeah,
on
oh,
it.
yeah. The birds wouldn't. They wouldn't ignore something like that.
I
Yummy,
know, like
yumminess.
one spot, the Salton Sea, you get some pretty. That's in California, but they have these big fish die-offs due to fertilizers and things washing in, and it creates these algae blooms.
Oh, right,
and then
right.
it chokes the fish.
Yeah.
But they get massive die-offs, and that it's kind of
Oh.
an area known for all of a sudden some crazy stink happening there. But it's not the same as this. You don't have the tide in and out, and we
Yeah.
got one right behind us there. It was
Nice.
kind of heard a squeak there.